Good day and welcome to NACTV's Coffee Chat. My name is Lyle Watson and we're pleased to have as our guest today Brent Hunter from the Royal Canadian Legion branch number 23 here in Neepawa, and we're pleased to be able to have the opportunity to congratulate Brent on his new position as clubroom manager. Congratulations on your taking on those duties, Brent, and thank you for joining us today. And we're going to be talking about the Legion reopening after the COVID shutdowns and the importance of the Legion as an organization to our community. So, Brent, you're open, and for how long have you been open?
Well, we opened on September the 7th, which was last Tuesday, and it was nice. We had, I think, about 20 people down that afternoon, and shot the breeze for a little bit and had a drink. It was good.
Well, the Legion offers a service to a community that affects many people in different ways. One of them is the social aspect, and are you back to having the meat draws? Are they open? Have you had one? Or
Yes, we have. We had a meat draw last Friday, and we had about 60 people out. It sounded really good to have some noise coming out of the back room, and people were very careful. They didn't mingle a whole lot. But
you don't have to wear a mask.
You have to wear a mask to come in,
Yeah.
but once you're seated, you can take the mask off. If you get up to go to the washroom or play the VLTs, you have to put your mask back on.
So when you're sitting in the Legion during the meat draw, are you 6 feet apart?
We don't really have to be. Our tables are 6 feet apart, but you can have, you don't have to be 6 feet apart at the table.
Oh, okay, yeah. So what are some of the difficulties you experienced? You were closed down for how long?
10 months. We were closed down November the 12th of 2020 and got to open on September the 7th, 2021.
Wow. So what are some of the challenges you faced during that time with not being open?
Well, believe it or not, it was maybe kind of not really a blessing in disguise, but we got a lot of stuff done at the Legion that you don't normally get done when you're open. We did some renovations upstairs for storage and cleaned out a lot of stuff that was no longer useful or necessary, and our days went.
Yeah. And so what about financially? It didn't affect you in a
well, naturally,
or did you get some government?
We were very fortunate. Yes, we got probably around $12,000 through grants and the federal government, and which basically looked after the taxes and hydro and the everyday bills that you incur. Yes, we had no wages to be paid out, but it helped.
So the staff that were working back when you closed down, are they back working now with you? Or?
Darren Cameron is the only one that, and actually there is only Darren and I right now, because we don't know possibly how long we're going to be open for. We could be closed down next week. You just, the numbers are going to tell us, I guess.
So you're still dealing with that unknown.
Right.
Yeah. And how do you feel personally about being clubroom manager? That's kind of an exciting challenge at your point in life, I would think.
It is. It's certainly something I've never done before. I've always dabbled in flowers, and but I like meeting people and talking to people. So certainly the weeks sure flew by, as do the weeks. Weeks and months slip by pretty quick.
Yeah, they do. The time has gone quickly, hasn't it? So are you able to start planning for the future, like future events, like a Legion supper with the meat draw and maybe some other social events in the Legion, and renting the hall out? And are those things available?
Actually, the hall has been rented for a couple of funerals, and I know there's a couple of birthday parties that are going to be hosted upstairs. As far as the suppers, the regulations right now, like you can't have a buffet supper, and the Legion ladies don't have enough manpower, lady power to serve meals. like dish up plates and do a served meal.
So that's on hold?
That's on hold, yeah. We'd love to be able to.
Does the future look bright, though, and going forward, that happening?
I would like to say so, but the powers that be will dictate, I guess, what transpires. We had Lori Kohinski and Maureen Cox at our last meeting, and they've indicated that the ladies would love to have a supper. It'll just all depend. As far as other activities, Cribbage is going to start on the 22nd in the clubroom, and if anybody is interested, they could call Jim and Jenny Harris, or they could call the clubroom and we would take their names down. Darts has started, or will be starting. They just had a kind of a practice fun night on Saturday night, but darts will take place on Wednesdays.
So crib and darts. One of the things that I'm interested in, as you would know, is the old-time dancing. Will we be able to test the waters at some time in the future to see if we could get enough people together to work in conjunction with the Legion, because we usually have done in the past, all proceeds go to the Legion and the Legion Ladies Auxiliary. Is there a possibility that we could work something out, do you suppose, under the current situation?
I'm not sure that it could work under the current regulations, but it certainly would be nice to be able to try it. I don't know how safe people would feel. I know even with the meat draws, I've talked to a few people and they just don't feel comfortable coming yet.
There is an apprehension, isn't there?
There seems to be.
Yeah. And so aside from darts and cribbage and meat draw, then that's basically what you're offering in terms of activities at this point?
Well, I would like to try maybe something in the afternoons, like I've talked to a couple of widows in town that would like to come to the Legion, but they don't really feel comfortable coming in by themselves.
Yes.
But perhaps if we had a coffee and play cards, or maybe they just want to come and talk. Like it's been a long 10 months for people to be shut up and or closed up. Yes, they can go out and get their groceries, but not a lot of people were visiting.
No, and the isolation certainly has shown its effect on different people in different ways.
It's for sure, yeah.
Thinking of gatherings, just people getting together and talk, I know there's an organization in town called the Men's Shed. That might be something, Brent, if you're interested, maybe there's a possibility of including some of the Men's Shed group into coming down for an afternoon of conversation and maybe some cards or something. Just a possibility that.
Well, just a little break from and something different to do.
Yeah, and if it serves both purposes of being good for the people that come, but also being good for the Legion, then it's a win-win.
For sure, yeah.
Brent, what about membership? And we can go back to over the time you were closed in COVID, but over the last year or two to the present and looking forward to the future, how is your membership standing up in terms of numbers compared to a year or two ago?
It's stayed very steady. I think we're around 200. I'm not just sure, but I think close to 200 membership. That has been a little difficult because we've been closed, and the 2021 memberships came in just before we closed, and people didn't make it down to Legion to pick them up. So we have quite a few 2021 memberships to be picked up, and the 2022 memberships will be here shortly. So I spent last week phoning a few of the members, or the people that need to pick up their membership last week, and some did come in, but there is quite a few. There's probably close to 30 or so that need to come in and pick up their their membership renewal. Yeah.
Just in case some of our viewers don't realize, there's at least two different forms of membership that I'm familiar with. You have your full membership and then an associate.
Associate, yeah.
Is there any other forms of membership?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Could you explain the associate membership explain them both to our viewers so we can have an understanding of if we wanted to join, what membership level we'd be looking at?
Most, I'm not actually sure, Lyle. Most get the associate membership now.
Yes.
There might be an ordinary membership as well, but I'm not. I might have to have another coffee chat with you and.
But other than associate membership, you had to have a family member who was a veteran.
Right.
As my understanding.
But we're running out of those.
Yeah, like as the generations go.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the associate membership falls into
so
place.
If a person does not have a family member that is a veteran or served overseas, they could buy a
for sure,
associate membership.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And would they still have the right to vote? Do you know?
No.
No, that's okay. Just back to the thinking of veterans, I'm sure since you closed down, there's been one or two of your veterans have passed on, and due to COVID restrictions, you have not been able to honor their passing in the regular form that the Legion does.
No.
Will that, if someone that passed away in 2021 up to this date, a veteran, will you go back at some point in time, or is that up to the family?
If the family wants us to, if we're able to have a Legion banquet, we'll probably acknowledge the veterans that have passed away during COVID. But a lot of them, the funeral has already been, so,
Yes.
and the Legion, if we lose a veteran, we always give a donation to the palliative care at the hospital.
Yes.
So that has been done. I know Shirley Anderson passed away during COVID, and I'm sure there was probably another one too, but I can't.
Yeah.
Our veterans are dwindling.
Yeah, Shirley and Gurman were members of the Legion, local Legion, for many years.
Yeah, they were both veterans, yes.
Both veterans.
Yeah.
I recall that. Thinking of veterans, we're 6 weeks or a little more, 7 or 8 weeks, whatever, to Remembrance Day. Do you and your board and the Legion, are you planning to have, subject to COVID restrictions, are you planning on having a bigger Remembrance Day than last year, for example?
I think we'll probably maybe just keep it low profile and march from the Legion to the cenotaph again, and because up at the Yellowhead, like it was standing room only.
Yep.
Are people gonna want to come out?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And that's there's so many things of the uncertainty, but thinking of the Remembrance Day program up at the Yellowhead, there was just something very special about the gathering of people, and then the people going from there down to the Legion, and then you had your Legion banquet that night. And
it gave you a great feeling, that's for sure.
There was something about it that was special to everyone that attended. And but having said that, last year, I think I must commend you and the board at that time. You were chairman of the board last year at that time, and the smaller program that you put on in front of the cenotaph, it still served its purpose and
it was
honored
quite
the veterans.
meaningful too. Yeah,
it was. I think, and there was quite a number of people come out and stood their distance and had their masks and were able to participate.
I'm sure there was, probably 100 or so. There was quite a few on the north side of Hamilton, and
so it's not. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we had to go back to that system for this year. Then. Well,
until we started going to the Yellowhead, probably I'm going to say 12 or 15 years ago, that's all that happened. They marched from the Legion to the cenotaph in cold weather,
Yes.
and yeah,
Yes, I could remember a few of those days, and it was somewhat below zero.
yes, yeah,
And that was one of the attractions of moving it into the Yellowhead, was the comfort for the people attending.
and I believe it was a couple of the veterans, Bill Watson, I think, was one that
Yeah.
suggested that we do that.
And of course, you were able to expand your program because of the comfort of the people.
Right,
And,
yeah.
the number of people, yeah. Was there any other thing in the COVID or in the near future that you would like to share with our viewers, Brent?
Well, I guess we should talk about our hours at the Legion.
Yes.
We are open from 1 to 8 every day. If there's something happening like Wednesday night with cribbage and darts, we'll be open later. And we are posted for 10 o'clock on Friday nights with the meat draw.
Okay. And that's Monday till?
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We're not open Mondays.
And
So
what about
Tuesday to Saturday.
So Sunday and Monday is closed?
Closed, yeah.
And then Tuesday to Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, and that probably won't change much in the near future then?
No.
Unless there's a special event?
Right, yeah.
Okay. And you have the meat draw as a regular draw on Friday night?
It's every Friday, yeah. And a 50-50 draw. We haven't started Chase the Ace yet.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Just because there's quite a bit of red tape you have to go through to start and stop. And if we only get to go for 2 or 3 weeks, then you got to go through lotteries to shut it down again. And
yes.
so we've just, we'll see how it goes. We're hoping that maybe by the middle of October we can start Chase the Ace again.
Because Chase the Ace was quite popular, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And certainly attractive.
And our pot is over 11,000.
Currently?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So there would be some interest on Chase the Ace, and you might fill the Legion up, Brent.
We could. Yeah.
But at this point in time, there's no, you're not able to plan for a Legion supper in conjunction with a meat draw then?
No.
No.
And the same with our Legion banquet on the 11th. We're not sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we'll go with that.
Yeah. Well, we wish you, from our viewers and our community, Brent, we wish you well in terms of taking on the responsibilities of clubroom manager, and we're confident and we know that you've had a lot of experience. How long have you been a Legion member?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, not. I think maybe 22 years.
Really, 22 years. And you had family that were veterans? And
No, I didn't. No, I had an uncle, but no.
Well, 22 years. Well, that's a long time to serve in any organization, and I know you've did a good job of that, and I know you'll do a good job of clubroom manager. So we wish you well. Do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share with our viewers today, Brent?
Just if you want a place to hang out, come down and we can have a coffee or whatever and chat. That would be great.
So the social aspect of the Legion is open and well
Yes.
at this point in time.
And hopefully it can stay open.
And we hope that too, Brent. And yeah, that's and at this point in time, that's all we can do is hope.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to join us and be with us today, Brent. And for our viewers, we hope you've enjoyed our short coffee chat with Brent today. And like Brent said, if you're looking for a little social activity, the Legion branch here in Neepawa is a good place to attend and to share some thoughts and conversation with other people. So,
and if there is anybody that has any ideas of what they might like the Legion to do, kind of to get people in the door, let me know. We're willing to try anything.
Yes.
Because the building's there, it should be used for
And
something.
it should be. And the thing is, there's so many things about the Legion Hall here in Neepawa. Number one is location. It's so central and easy to get to, but it's also easy to get into and out of in terms of people with disabilities.
It's
designed,
wheelchair accessible. Bathrooms are nice and big, and
yeah. And like you had said at the start of the program, Brent, is that over this time of closure, you've had an opportunity to do some renovation and refreshing and whatnot, and that the hall it lends itself to just about everything event possible.
Yeah.
You know, it's just very well designed for that.
Oh, we've had weddings, we've had funerals,
Yeah.
flower shows.
Yeah.
It's been used, the craft sale. There is a craft sale coming up. I think it's the 2nd of October. Proceeds are for the Margaret Lawrence home. They need a new roof, so they are having, they could call Brenda Ferguson to rent a table if anybody's interested.
Yep. Well, there's certainly lots of possibilities, Brent, and I'm glad you mentioned that. If our viewers have a suggestion or an idea, just get in touch with Brent and share the idea. And sometimes we never know what comes of
That's right.
an idea that starts just in a short conversation. Yep. So with that, Brent, I would like to thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you at the meat draw, and I hope you get Chase the Ace going fairly soon.
Well, thanks for the opportunity for coming.
You're welcome. Our pleasure. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed our little update on our local Legion that has been shut down for some time with the COVID, and it is now open. There are some restrictions, as Brent has pointed out, but feel free to drop in and say hello at any time. I hope you enjoyed our program today. Until next time, my name is Lyle Watson. Stay healthy and stay happy.